Welcome to Cragside. Fantastic places, always green whatever time of the year you come. February now, and it's green, lots of green. Lovely place. Suggest anybody should become a National Trust member. I'm not going to run the full Forest Drive today. I'm just going to run a few kilometres. Today's just a recovery run, although I feel much better than I kind of thought I would do after yesterday's run. And today I'm just going to briefly talk about running a 100-kilometre week. For some people that might be a lot, for others might not be that much, but for a hobby runner that's quite a lot, I think. And it's kind of coming to the point where it's a bit of a peak now, so this week will be the second biggest week of the training block, 100 kilometres this week, or possibly the third biggest. But so Monday we didn't do a lot. Monday was just a strength day. Tuesday 17 kilometres, kind of a bit of a workout session there with 10 kilometres marathon goal pace, and that was down on the quayside. All the dates up there in Strava if you want to go and take a look. On Wednesday, easy 10k at home, nothing special, just taking it easy. Thursday was a split day, so 15k in the morning down at the track, doing my 10 times 800 session, and I hadn't done that for 5 weeks, so that was good to get back to the track. Friday it was just an easy 3k because I was carb loading and getting ready for the big one on Saturday, so that 3k was just kind of really just to keep the legs loose, nothing special. And then on Saturday was the big one, so 46 kilometres in total, with a warm up and cool down 2k each, and then the main run section was 42 kilometres. And here we are up at Cragside running a small 4 kilometres just as a recovery run. I actually feel really quite good actually, compared to, maybe I'm going to feel a little bit stiffer tomorrow, but the workout yesterday went really well. The temperature was really cool, nutrition was really good, taking on more water and taking on more electrolytes than I've done before in a run of that kind of size. So good, everything's gone well. So that was 100 kilometres for this week. Hope that was a decent update for you. Like I said, all the dates up there on Strava, if you want to go and take a look. And next one we'll be doing is about 120 kilometres, so I'll give you another update on that shortly. But right now I'm going to enjoy this little run through Cragside.
Hello folks, Matt here on the planet, and I've just run the highest volume week
of the training block. So we're up to 120 kilometers. Well, as of today, 116 kilometers, which means me 4 left to do. So I should have done that today, but I haven't. So I'm gonna have to go out on Sunday tomorrow and get that done, the last 4 kilometers. But today we're just gonna go through the workouts for the last week and just explain you how I managed to run 120 kilometers this week. We're only three weeks away, 3 weeks tomorrow from the Barcelona Marathon, where we're gonna try and run. Let's say, well, we're not going to try and run a sub 3 hour marathon. That'll be, I think, a bit too much of an ask, but we're going to try and run some elements of that at sub 3 hour marathon pace, so and get quite close to that by the end of the race. Trying out something new. I'm going to come on to that later in another video closer to the marathon and explain what the plan is for the race day. Right, so let's have a look at the data then. So I really wish actually on Strava, for me, Strava's a little bit frustrating. I wish the web application was exactly the same as the mobile phone application. There are elements of some things in the web that aren't in the mobile app, and then I think there's some things in the mobile app that aren't available on the web, which is a bit frustrating. For example, they pretty much allow you to share a lot of the data. I really wish that Strava would allow you to share your training log with other people. So other people, if they want to come in, I pretty much share all my runs on Strava. I'm quite happy to share my training log with people, and that way people can flick through, as I can, all the data and kind of get a snapshot of what you can see. And actually, the way that they present the data in the training log on the phone is actually different at the web. So I wish it'd be exactly the same. I don't see the reason for them being different. But anyway, week the 17th this week, so carrying on. So we've got 30 kilometers at very easy pace through the day. So on a Monday, typically you'll find I don't run much at all, maybe 5k, maybe 8k. But obviously with this being a high volume week, I'd have to do some. So normally I'll just do kind of like strength training on the Monday. But this week I've had to do a lot. So I've started off a week trying to get 120 kilometers in this week. We did 30 kilometers in the morning. So out in the morning, kind of like 7 o'clock in the morning, doing 10k, 5:48 per kilometer. Lunchtime, 10k, 5:38 per kilometer. So there's about 2 hours of running already. And on the evening, we did another 10k, close to 6 minutes per kilometer, just under that. So that got us 30 kilometers, and it basically felt really, really good. I've made sure that I've been keeping up with the carbs. I've been eating a lot of, pretty much every meal has been rice. And I do like rice. I like to eat a lot of rice, but I don't eat a lot of rice because you're trying to keep your weight relatively low as possible for running. But obviously these last couple of weeks I've not really been cared about dieting. I've just basically made sure that I had enough energy inside me, or more than enough energy. So definitely I can feel that I've probably, even though I've been running high mileage, the weight's kind of like just been creeping back on, and sometimes I felt like a little bit bloated too much from eating too much food. But it's been good to have kept the energy up through the week for the runs. So that was the Monday. On the Tuesday we went back down at the track again before work. Another 10k. Really good workout. Took it easy because I knew this week was going to be the hardest one. So we started off at kind of 3:25 per, so 10 times 800s, and broke that down. So 3:25, 3:24, 20, 18, 14, 11, 10, 9, 7, 5, and then the last one was 2:59. So gradually getting faster in the reps, and that was pretty much all on feel. The last rep was a push. I made sure it was a strong effort, and managed to creep under just 3 minutes. Moving on to the Wednesday, that was a 20 kilometer run split with a 16k in the morning before work, and then a 4k in the evening just to make it up to 20. Thursday night, I remember this one, I felt really tired, and 21 kilometers. And when I started this run, I thought, right, we're just going to do one loop at the quayside, and that's going to be that'll be 15-16 kilometers. But as I got on, it kind of like the energy came through a bit better. I do believe I took a gel. I think I took a gel at the start of that. I think I did. I must have took a Morton at the start, and actually fell through it better through. So when I got back to the end of the loop, I just managed to keep going and put another little bit onto the run and make it up to 21 kilometers. So quite happy with that. And then we just got to on the Friday, didn't do anything at all, apart from strength training. So we did strength training actually on the Wednesday as well. I usually do a full strength training session, but like the full workout I do usually takes about an hour, but I split it. So strength Wednesday and Friday, and then on the Saturday today was a funny run day. We did a shakeout 4k in the morning, and after that, that's at home before I went out, and I was kind of like feeling, I really don't fancy running 30 kilometers a day. It's going to be a struggle. But anyway, let's do it. Let's go down to the Quayside and see what it's like. So I headed down to the Quayside, and today's run was supposed to be 26 kilometers to make it up to 30k. I had actually got the whole 34 on the calendar today, which would take me up to the 120, but I didn't do the last 4. So I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow. Temperature was good. It was a bit windy one direction, but it kind of helps you going the other way. After 6 kilometers, I was contemplating with myself to just do 1 lap and get finished at kind of like 15 kilometers and or maybe 16, kind of make it up to 20 for the day. It was feeling really tired, but after I got round, getting past kind of 7, 8, 9, 10 kilometers, had the first gel. And even probably just before the gel started feeling a bit better. I managed to get, first round I got back to the car, took up some more electrolytes. At that point, you got to make a decision. If I start again, I'm going to go around. And once I've got past 3 kilometers after that, I'm going all the way back around again anyway. So it was really good. Made it up 26 kilometers. So did a longer loop and a shorter loop, and that made 26k. So I'm quite happy with that. Made sure I've had quite a lot of coffee as well to keep the brain active, keep me committed to the run. And that's basically it. Today I also tried out the goo gels. That's the goos. These goo gels came free from X Miles, so we had salted watermelon. Never buy that one again. It was all right. We had chocolate outrage. That was probably the nicest of the 3, and jet blackberry. So blackberry kind of tastes as it would do. Watermelon actually tasted like watermelon with salt in it. And the chocolate outrage tasted like something off cakes. But that's the thing with the goo gels for me. They always taste like something. They don't really taste like energy gels. And I don't get as good benefit as I get from other things like the Morton gels or the Precision or something like that. They do taste like they should be on cakes. So I know other people use them. A lot of people like them. A lot of people rate them. But for me, they're just, they're sweets rather than it's something I would use as an energy gel. So, and although I don't feel that they're the best thing for me, they might be for somebody else. So So that's basically all I've done running wise. The longer runs, Monday 30 kilometers, 3 times 10. Didn't have any energy gels, but I was making sure I was eating between the runs. Taking a lot of carbs, been eating quite a lot of fruit through the week as well. So doing that in the past, I know I can do that, and I've obviously backed off the mileage. So we went from 75 kilometers in 1 week up to 100, so that's an increase of 25%, and then from 100 up to 120, so that's an increase of 20%. So it's quite a jump. A lot of training plans will tell you no more than 10%, but if you've done it in the past and you kind of like used to trying to train at that level, I think in the last few training blocks I've hit 100 kilometers at least for 1 week anyway. I think you're fine to do it, and you've just got to listen to your body as well. So when you start feeling the strain and the niggles, it may be that you need to either take some rest, or more than likely you need to get on and do some strength training. And running 120 kilometers is not really a big issue for me, and kind of spreading it out as well. So normally, like I said, I'm running typically 5 days a week. That's what I prefer to do. And then 2 rest days. One of the best rest days will be full rest. The other days will be will be a strength training day, and then I'll also do another strength training day on a running day. So I get at least 1 full day off and another day off from running. And then making sure, for me, foam rolling is a big thing. Making sure I foam roll after every run. Making sure I stretch after every run. It's kind of like something almost like having a sports massage after every run. So for me, it just keeps the legs fresher and in good condition and supple for the next run that's coming up. So so that's basically it. The highest volume week of the block. I'm probably going to run about 100, maybe 110 kilometers in next week, and then a few more days of normal training and into a 10-day taper before we go into Barcelona. So looking forward to all that, what's coming up. Not that far away from Barcelona, so yeah. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video today, and see you next time.